Thank you for joining us today as we celebrate one of the most exciting moments here at Byram Hills High School Athletics. Senior Athletics Signing Day. I'm pleased to welcome all family and friends as we recognize and honor 9 outstanding student athletes taking their craft, their sport to the next level. These remarkable seniors have dedicated countless hours to training, competing, and achieving excellence in their respective sports. We'd also like to acknowledge the support of their teammates, their family, their coaches, their teachers, their guidance counselors, and administrators who encourage and guide them that they've contributed to their success. Without further ado, I'd like to call to the podium our MC, Coach Matt Allen.
Not bad. I was under a minute, Coach Castagno. Well done. Well done. Ladies and gentlemen, first round of applause for our 9 athletes and their families for being here today. I was trying to tell them in the back that they'll realize the true value of this event after the event is over, but just an amazing accomplishment to have all of you guys up here. This past weekend, we celebrated Women in Sports Day, and if they're here, Charlotte Karp, Molly Malter, if you guys are here, stand up. Congratulations. That was a great event. I was unable to attend. I was at a volleyball tournament in Providence, Rhode Island. My daughter Haley plays for a club team. It takes us to the far reaches of the planet in order to play teams that are like 6 miles away. You've all been there with your kids. We travel to a faraway place, and then we play our neighbor. Talking to Coach Saunders, I love when they tell me that the baseball team's going to Florida to play Pelham. Makes no sense to me. Over the weekend, my daughter's team finished 2-3. Kind of mediocre. They lost a lot of tough games. Close games, I guess could have went either way. You know, the types of games that allow your 13-year-old daughter to get in the car and blame everyone from the referees to the lighting, to everything. I think at one point she blamed me for the loss. She actually turned to me mid-game and said, "Why are you cheering for me? Please stop." That's the way my daughter is, I guess. Anyway, one of the games that took place prior to the last match, there was a team from Norwalk that was competing. I was watching them play, and I noticed something different about that team that was very different from my daughter's squad. And I think it made all the difference. Their players on the sidelines, the ones not competing, were completely engaged and invested. All of them cheering and dancing and moaning with every play. And when the starters came out, they were invested. There was this unbridled sense of passion mixed with a sense of playing equality. It's really cool to watch. It didn't really matter who was on the court. And these are things I say to my soccer team when I say, you know, would you rather play 80 minutes and lose or play 5 minutes and win? But in this case, it was really, who cares about the minutes? We're going to win, and we're going to challenge, and we're going to completely pull for one another. So I sat down next to my daughter, and I singled one of them out, and I pulled her aside, and I said, I want you to watch number 5 on this team and recognize everything about her energy, and that it doesn't matter who makes the play, it's about the team. And we watched together, and number 5 had the same energy throughout the entire match. She was invested. And the coolest part of that story, and the reason why I tell it, is that she plays in Connecticut, but she's from here. Number 5 for that team, Nicolette, who am I talking about?
Claire Monty.
It's Claire Monty. Now, she's here, so she's a little embarrassed, but that's okay. This is a testament to her, but I also think it's a testament to the place where she built this mentality. And it's here, in this community, with these teammates and these coaches, and she learned it from Coach Christian and Nicolette and Anna and Sarah and all the other leaders that she has surrounded herself with. She understands the big picture because the Bobcat Nation understands the big picture. And I guess in a similar sense, we watched the basketball team this year achieve great things on the court. Tyson Reepu, who's up here, put the team on his back at times, carried them to a great finish. And yet the entire team bought in. You watch the bench and how invested they were. And that comes from Danny Bernstein and Bobby Chicoine, Benny Rackauer, Mr. Malone, Mr. Filippelli. Leaders who taught them how to give and how to buy into a program. Now, I believe that the 9 of you are sitting here because, like Claire, you've invested yourselves into the sport and into the community. And I hope with all the athletes that are here watching, they understand when we get through today what it takes to be sitting up here as one of the 9 in a very large senior class. You represent the best of high school athletics, and now you carry the torch for us, yet wear a different jersey. The claim to fame is that the 9 of you will graduate from arguably the greatest sports season in our school's history. But here's the thing. Each of you will now shift from being a superstar to being a bit of a role player in the beginning. Now, I'd venture to say, if I play the odds, that you probably will not become the instantaneous star at your university from jump. Yet what you have shown and what you've been taught from Bobcat Nation is that you will succeed. Just remember that success comes from investment. So please enjoy your ride. Parents, enjoy your ride with them. But remember to invest yourself, immerse yourself in the love and the passion for the sport. In essence, guys, be Bobcats. Now, before we introduce the players and where we'll be signing, I think we should take a moment to thank the people that are most instrumental in their lives. First, round of applause for the coaches that coach you. Second, the Bobcat Athletic Department, Coach Castagna, Mr. Saunders, Mr. Dan Santora, Annalise Galgano. The most support you're ever going to get from an office is in that room. Of course, you should always thank your parents, kind of hoping mine one day will thank me for all the rides and all the journeys that I'm taking for my kids. So again, a round of applause for all the parents. Obviously, the support from Mr. Walsh and our administration, Dr. Lamia, Ms. Cunningham, you're here. Thank you very much for your support as well. School board also, thank you. And lastly, the unsung hero of the athletic department who puts all this together, Mr. Brett Alcantara. Okay, so today we're going to sign some letters of intent, and these are more ceremonial than anything, but we have 2 athletes that have events or matches today, so we're going to kind of do 2 signing events. We're going to do Anastasia and Mike first, and we're going to read a little bit of a bio. Once we read the bio, I'm then going to ask them to grab the microphone, and we're going to pretend as though they are giving a speech and they're getting questions from the press. I'm going to be the press. 2 of the questions are legit. The 3rd question is fun, meant to see how you handle and cope under pressure. Are you nervous? Very. Might want to move the microphone over. Keep in mind the mics are live. Okay, our first athlete is Anastasia Burns. She will be playing lacrosse at American University. She does have a game today, so we're going to make it quick, but she is on her way to becoming the all-time goal-scoring leader in Westchester County. She currently sits at 290 goals. Just to put in perspective, the record that she is about to beat is being held by a Fox Lane High School member. Her name is Lindsay Top. She completed it in 5 years. Anastasia is about to beat that in 4. She is a 2-year varsity captain, 4-year Low HUD Girls Watch List member, 4-year All-League player, 3-year All-Section player. She's also the Con Ed Scholar Athlete Award winner, Sylvia Rogers Scholarship winner, peer tutor, and just recently won a global competition in a Changemaker project where she competed against 200 other applicants. Next year, she'll be playing for American. It is the Eagles. They play in the Patriot League. Their season unfortunately ended 2 days ago, but they finished with a 7-9 record, but have a very young nucleus. She'll be playing for Coach Lindsay Teeters, who actually played at American. Did you know that? She played at American. She actually holds the American University record for goals at 259, which you pretty much passed in 6th grade, so we'll see how that goes. So your first question, if you want to put the mic here, is what drew you to American University? And Coach Teeters, what about the university is the reason why you want to go?
I just wanted to thank everyone again for making this possible. I'm very grateful for that. But I would say academics, the school made a lot of sense for me in what I wanted to study. And this coaching staff, Lindsay Teeters, and all the assistant coaches were so welcoming, and they really made me feel like I was important and I could be a part of something that was really cool.
Not bad, not bad. Okay, you mentioned as some of your influencers, and by the way, I sent a note to all the athletes as to who influenced them the most. One of the people that you highlighted was your sister. Can you tell us about what she has provided for you?
I think if a lot of people know me, they know my sister. She is my rock, and she's my best friend. And I've done like pretty much everything with her and for her. Lacrosse-wise, I remember like spending the first couple years of playing lacrosse outside in our backyard, doing one-on-ones against each other until I could beat her, and it took me a very long time. So she made me become the person I am today, but also the player I am today.
Excellent. And finally, what is your greatest non-athletic memory from Byram Hills High School?
Well, I would say one of the many presentations I did well or not so well on in your class, but I enjoyed emceeing the talent show this year. That was a good memory. That was very fun.
Very cool. All right, congratulations, Anastasia. Our next athlete is Mike Torrey, who's going to be playing golf at Merrimack College. Mike's a phenomenal golfer here at the high school. Got to imagine it's a bit of a challenge to play in the golf season, waiting for the range and for the links to play, but he seems to manage it every year. Last year, Mike finished 12th in the sectional finals. He was ranked 5th in differential, shot a career low 65 as well, placing his score amongst one of the top in Westchester County. Started fairly early for Mike, as before COVID at Whippoorwill, he's named the 2019 Player of the Year. And outside of Byram Hills, he placed first in several competitions, including shooting a 69th at Mount Kisco Country Club. I looked that up. Is that accurate?
That is.
Nice. His tournament card for the PGA ranking started all the way back in 2015. And when I asked him what he considers to be his most proudest achievement and moment, he said, currently the team is 5-0. And that's really electric. Good choice of words. He lists his family as his top influencers, singles out his father, who watches him compete continually online. Coach Spacavento says, quote, Mike has demonstrated exceptional skill, leadership, and dedication throughout the seasons, and his unwavering focus on the course, regardless of conditions, is a marvel to watch. He'll be playing for Coach Jason Malcolm at Merrimack, who's both the director of the men's and women's teams. They compete in Northeast Conference and traditionally have a very tough schedule. It'll be very interesting to make that transition to college. So first question for you, what drew you to Merrimack and to play for the Warriors?
Well, I would say Merrimack was definitely a good athletic fit. It's like a new D1 program. They transitioned in from Division III. And I think getting in on the ground level of something like that and meeting all the guys and the coaches, they have a really good atmosphere, and it was just some place I wanted to be, you know, a new place, something with new guys, and just ready to get some hardware.
Excellent. Now, but besides the sporting life at Merrimack, what do you plan to study and learn at school?
Well, right now I'm not really sure what I'm going to study. They have like their Discover program there that I'm going to explore. They have a core curriculum. I'm just going to follow that and then see what I want to do.
Okay. And last question here at Byram Hills, what was your favorite class and why?
Like gym, honestly. Like, I mean, like
Mike Torrey, ladies and gentlemen, well done. Okay, at this time we're going to ask if your parents are here to come up. We're going to actually have these two sign. We're going to do it very dramatically too. All right, if you guys want to take a picture, that's fine. If we have anyone, come on up. Let's give it up for the families here, guys. Come on. Stand behind them, and when the camera's here, we will sign our letter of intent. Okay, go ahead. Congratulations to both athletes. Okay, now go win your matches. Go win your games.
Thank you.
Our third athlete is Dario Amakuchi. Start with Coach Morales. She says, Dario exemplifies what it means to be a stellar athlete, serving as a role model to those around him on and off the track. Now, I think when your coach highlights your personal attributes before your tangible numbers, it means you're completely invested in the goings-on of your sport and your program. He currently, right now, is kind of the poster boy for the track program. He runs with great intensity and power. I mean, certainly he's not your prototypical sprinter in build, but his power and strength are completely visible on the track. I mean, let's be honest, he's kind of jacked. Scary. Dario holds 2 records here at Byram Hills in events that are regarded to reveal the fastest man in the sport. He achieved a time of 6.61 in the 55-meter during the 2024 indoor season, during his first season as a winter track runner. In addition, he holds the 100-meter record here at the school with a time of 10.98, where he shaved 0.3 of a second off the record formerly owned by Pietro Perez. His name will go up on that board very shortly. Hopefully next in line will be the 4x100 relay. Hopefully that'll be the next record that falls for you. In addition, he has attended indoor track nationals that's held for the top 300 athletes in the nation. And next year he will run for High Point University. He will shift from being a Bobcat to a Panther. The team competes in the Big South Conference, and we're the 2022 Big South champions and have a reputation of being one of the top teams in the conference. First question for you is, if you want to pull the mic closer, what were the factors you were so scared it was a live mic. What were the factors in choosing High Point University? Why is that the college of choice?
I decided to run track last minute, and I got in there academically, and then I was told that the coach was interested in inviting me down for a visit, and when I went down there, I saw the program, I met the team, and I fell in love with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, the 100-meter record at High Point right now is held by Deron Dudley. It is at 10.13. Is that a record that is feasible to reach for you, and what will it take to get there?
Yeah, no, I definitely want it.
Yeah, no, meaning no, it's impossible, or you can do that?
I got you.
Okay.
I'll get it.
Okay. Is there any piece of advice that a coach has given to you? In all your years of being an athlete, it could be a coach, a parent, teacher, is there any advice that was given to you in the last 4 years that you remember or recall that motivated you?
Yeah, it's just focus on yourself. It's your own race. Don't focus on the kids behind you or next to you. There's always going to be a kid better than you, so run your own race. Focus on yourself.
Okay. Dario Amakuchi, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, Grace Corelli. She will be attending the University of Rochester in a 4.5-year special program where she will double major in biology and nursing. It's fairly intense. When looking at Grace's accolades, I can't help but look at the Con Edison Award winning application that was submitted for her. I'm going to read to you some of the highlights. 9th grade in basketball all-league, where she highlights getting to the championship game with her sister. 10th grade all-league, all-conference. 11th grade all-league, all-conference, all-section. Senior year all-league, all-conference, all-section, and 1,000-point scorer. In addition to that, she was also a 4-year varsity player and captain of the girls' soccer team. She led the team to a regional title in 2020, was an all-league player and starting midfielder in 11th grade, and she was a team leader and assist in 12th grade. Talk about well-rounded. In addition, she serves as a religion teacher at St. Anthony's, a high school science ambassador, a chemistry TA, a peer tutor, and a member of FAST. And yet, I think the legacy for Grace is how hard she played. It's hard to put on paper, but I remember watching you play in the last few games of the season, especially the game against Lakeland where you were double and triple teamed, and yet you took it upon yourself to will the team towards victory. Coach Ryan says, though Grace is reserved, she's one of the fiercest competitors I've ever coached. If a job needs to get done, she can do it. Now, she credits her brothers, Leo and Dean, along with her sister Beth, as major influencers. She also mentions her parents, Coach Ryan, Coach Rez, and Coach Ayo. She'll be attending the University of Rochester, where she'll play basketball for the Yellow Jackets. She'll play for Coach Scheibel, who is 438 and 216 in 25 seasons as coach, and they are typically ranked as one of the top programs in the country. So just like everybody else, Grace, first question for you is, what were the reasons why you chose U of R and that program specifically?
I'd say just going to visit. I loved the coaches and all the teammates, and I could tell that the coaches knew what my game was and that they really wanted me. And also the academics there were great and was exactly what I was looking for.
Excellent. And is there one moment here at Byram Hills, maybe in this gym, that was very significant for you, the most significant moment that your memory of Byram Hills basketball?
I would say my 1,000 points, but I would just also say getting to play with my sister. I've grown up playing with her 1v1 in the driveway on her AAU team, and she really shaped me into the player I am today. So just getting to play with her was really the highlight of my career.
Excellent. And your last question is, if you were shipwrecked on an island and all your food, water, and shelter were taken care of, what are 2 things that you would want with you?
I guess a phone and maybe another person.
A phone and a person. Congratulations. Well done, Grace. Ladies and gentlemen, Billy Gillespie. Four years ago, when Billy came into the high school, all I heard about as the soccer coach was hype. Billy's a beast. Billy can score. Billy's the best. It was almost like there was this personalized hype machine that followed Billy wherever he went. Now he played for FC Westchester, the MLS Next team, and he was considered an untouchable figure here at the high school due to insane rules and club ownership and rights for high school players. And I tried to lay off of him for a long time, stay away from him. And I recognized that this senior year, we had to bring him into the fold. And we had meetings with the seniors. We were like, how could we subtly trick Billy into playing for us this year? And it took me 3 years to meet him. And I'm not going to lie, I pictured him to be 6'2", long flowy hair, walk with a gait of arrogance. That's what I pictured in my head. But instead, I got Billy. You never know it when he arrives on the field with shorts and shirts that don't match. There's no flowy hair. What you see is what you get. But you know what I realized right away? The hype machine around Billy was on point. He is a beast. He can score, and he is prolific on the field. When he decided to finally join us and play for Byram Hills, he truly gave it his all. He finished with 17 goals, was named Athlete of the Season, and quite honestly made plays that led us to a state final. For me, the highlight came when he made an incredible no-look pass to Chris Eminato in overtime to seal the win against the Long Island team. More importantly, I think crossing the threshold moment was when little kids in the stands began talking about him. He was just known as Billy. He became like Madonna, and Oprah. Here comes Billy. I can't express, for me as a coach, how thankful I am that I had that opportunity to coach you. The amount of young kids that wanted to emulate you and become the next Billy, I think will anchor our program for years to come. Now, his future is very bright. He plans on playing soccer at the College of Holy Cross in Worcester, Mass. He's going to compete in the Division I Patriot League for Coach Coleman. Though they had a tough season, I think they're eagerly awaiting your championship ways. And my first question to you is that before you go to Holy Cross, your plans are to do something else. What are you going to do, and what's the reasoning behind that choice?
That's a great question. I honestly have no idea what I'm doing in my gap year yet, but we will see. I'm probably going to play soccer here, probably keep playing with FC Westchester, and just wait it out.
Okay, when you say soccer here, Byram Hills, can we get another year here? Or?
I don't know, super senior year.
Super
I'll
senior
be here,
year.
don't worry.
And what do you see as the biggest difference between playing club soccer and playing high school soccer?
High school soccer is more of like a family. You know, we're always together. I mean, I was in this school from 8 in the morning to 6 at night. It was getting a lot by the end of it. And club soccer, you see them 3 times a day for maybe an hour, and that's pretty much just all it.
Okay.
High school is like a family.
Excellent. And last question, do you have any superstitions that follow soccer? Is there anything that you have to do before every game?
I actually didn't until I joined your team, Mr. Allen, I'll be honest. So I guess getting on the bus last was my superstition this year, so I went with that.
Fantastic. Mr. Gillespie, everyone. Jack Quinn, everyone. According to Coach Burke, I asked your football coach about you, Jack. He said Jack is an invaluable member of our team since his sophomore year, starting on both offense and defense. He's a fast, strong, talented, athletic individual with a unique tactical approach to the game. He's an avid studier. He is a general on the field who empowers his teammates and serves as an invaluable person on a squad. According to his lacrosse coach, Coach Locker said, quote, Jack is the school's all-time save leader here. His leadership and his ability to change the course of a game with a great save is what truly sets him apart. Jack let it be known that when I sent that note to Coach Locker, he then gave me a response about his career and how great he was of a player. It was a phenomenal response, but he speaks so highly of you. In my recommendation for Jack, I wrote, in sports, Jack understands that as the final line of defense, how integral it is to play tough and to be mentally fit. This is the same mindset that he applies to the classroom. He's a bit of a perfectionist. He's a student that drafts an essay, comes in to review it, and then comes back to view it again with another version. Now, I think it's one thing to have the statistics, all section, Golden Dozen Award, team MVP, all league, 92 solo tackles in 8 games, and only 8 varsity games combined, 8 varsity letters in 2 sports, but it's another thing to be recognized by your coaches with great reverence. Whether it's a teacher or an administrator or a coach, there's such an incredible appreciation, deep respect for Jack Quinn in this building. His legacy has been cemented here. He credits his parents for their continual belief in him. The value of hard work is what they instilled in him, and man, they were very successful. He will continue his football playing career at Hamilton College. He will play for Coach David Murray in the NESCAC Conference. And Jack, you played 2 sports for a long time, lacrosse goalie and football. In the end, you chose to play football. With that sense, what was the reasoning behind choosing football, and what will you miss most about lacrosse?
Ever since I was young, I always thought I was going to be playing Division I football, Division I lacrosse. It was kind of my dream since I was in like 6th grade. And as the recruiting process just kept getting longer and longer, I just kept keeping my options open. And I've always loved football, but at the end of the day, an offer came up for football and for a school I loved, so I took it. And,
Excellent.
Yeah.
And what about the college drew you to that? What was the campus feel?
So academics was on it kind of always my first priority, and that was what narrowed it down at first. But then when I got my visit for Hamilton College, it was kind of a perfect mix of everything I loved. It was small, it was not too far from home, and it was just a beautiful campus, and I fell in love with it.
Excellent. And your last question, if you could compare yourself to any animal, what would it be and why?
I'd have to say a lion because of my hair.
Okay. I think we anticipated the lion. Excellent job. Jack Wynn, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, Tyson Repa. Might be a bit of a bias here because I reached out to his coach and father, and he then hit me up with a lot of quotes of what to use. He also knew that I was at a volleyball tournament, and I think here is here, so he told me how much he loves volleyball tournaments and going to them. But it kind of echoes the beginning of the speech here. This past season, Tyson guided the Bobcats to a sectional title. He averaged 18 points a game, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, well-rounded performance in every game. But if you watch closer, it's more about getting his teammates involved. Rather get his teammates involved and win the game rather than being the main guy. He was first team all-section. He was league MVP. He was all-state. In addition, he was one of the top players in Westchester County. And on a side note, just to go back to the All-State, he is the first player in Byram Mill's history to get All-State as a basketball player. He finished his career with 1,070 points, placing him on the big board of scorers that is located behind me. According to his coach, quote, truly no one cared more about BH basketball than Tyson, perhaps because he was born into it. Got to experience the Jordan Pollocks and the Andy Murphys of the world firsthand. In the end, it was truly a culmination of everything that has built up over the years, and he helped lead his team and his family and every Bobcat that came before him. Next year, Tyson will play at Union College. Formerly known as the Dutchmen, they are now known as the Garnet Chargers. I don't know what a Garnet Charger is, Tyson, do you? Nope. No. I get the Garnet part. I don't really get the Charger. I think it's a dog, but I'm not 100% sure. Now, they were 14-11 last year, and they played in the Liberty League. So your first question, just like everyone else, what drew you to Union College, and what are you most looking forward to about the university?
When I visited Union College, I really liked the guys, just the group in general. It really seemed like a family already, especially like as a visitor. To feel that way is pretty special. And Coach Murphy was great, and it's a great academic school. So.
Excellent. And what do you believe are the most important qualities of being a successful basketball player?
It just teaches you how to lead. Like over the years, you just pick up on a lot of things. You just root for the guy you're with. Like you care about him scoring more than you the more you play.
Okay. And your last question. I remember in the county center the moment where you hugged your dad. I thought that was an amazing thing. Was there any moment that you specifically remember outside of that in your coaching relationship with your dad on the sideline?
It's too many. I mean, even with him at home, I have a million memories with him. Just playing, disagreements, just so many happy moments. I mean, I'm just so proud I got to play with him.
Awesome. Congratulations. Our next athlete, Elsa Rolfs. There she is. She will row next year at the University of Wisconsin at Madison. Now, obviously, I don't know if anybody knows, we don't have a rowing team here. No. So she has spent a lot of her time at Row America in Rye. I try to look up the racing profile. I wanted to learn a little bit about racing. I have no idea what I'm about to say here. It says online that you might as well move the mic because you're going to help it. It says your primary position is lightweight. I don't really know what that means. It doesn't feel like a position.
So in college, there are 2 weight classes. Lightweight being 130 pounds and under in the spring season, and open weight essentially just being over that. And for men, it's obviously a different weight limit.
Okay. And it says your dominant hand is not left or right, it's port. I don't know what that means either.
It's just the 2 sides of the boat are port and starboard. I recently switched to the other side, so I'm more skilled, I'd say.
Okay. This is like a one-on-one interview, everyone. It says online that your 2K ERG score is 7.59. I do not know what an ERG is. I try to call Row America and speak to your coach. I got no answers, so maybe if you could explain what that means.
It's an erg. It's the rowing machine that we use on land to train, especially in the winter seasons.
I'm assuming that's a good scorer.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Now, what I do know is she's competed in 4 national championships, hoping to raise that number to 5 in June. She's finished in the top 250 people in the world in the ERG Challenge, and she credits her parents for always supporting her in her goals, coming all the races and being her biggest fans. Next year, she'll row for the University of Wisconsin in the Big Ten. Last year, they finished 6th in the conference tournament and later would compete in the NCAAs. There are over 50 women on this roster, I'm assuming competing in a multitude of events. Let it be known, you are the only one from New York. Did you know this?
Yeah.
Okay. So Elsa, you're getting involved in a very international team. I'm curious, what do you see as the biggest transition you're going to have to make from Armonk to this international team at the University of Wisconsin?
I think that the coaching is going to be extremely different. The team had an amazing environment, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to go there. It was just really special. All the girls were extremely welcoming. And yeah.
And if you could enlighten us, how did you get started in rowing? This Armonkian community doesn't seem to be row central here.
My parents just always thought it was an interesting sport. And basically, one time I went kayaking with one of my dad's old friends, and he was basically just like, he went up to my parents and was saying that I needed to get on the water basically like as soon as possible, because he said that he thought that I had like a special connection with it and that I just knew how to move a boat.
Excellent. Else, everyone, congratulations. Nicolette Patage, everyone. She will be playing volleyball at Sarah Lawrence College. This past season alone, statistically, 299 kills, 79 aces, 230 digs of the ball, all section, all state first team. She was also named Conference Player of the Year. In the playoffs alone, she had 19 aces and 122 kills, which shows you that she showed up and invested herself into every experience. Her proudest moment, pretty cool. She served out an ace on championship point in the sectional finals, bringing home the first volleyball title in our school's history. Beyond the statistics, she emerged as the young woman who literally put the future scope of this sport on the map. The team's success was in part to her performance, but mostly due to her passion, her desire, and her leadership qualities. I have personally enjoyed having Nicolette in class, and I've also gotten to see her play volleyball in probably, you didn't mention this, your proudest achievement, which was the co-ed volleyball tournaments that we have at White Plains. For me as a coach, it's like a stroll on the beach. Nicolette simply takes over the team, leads the practices, governs it, and demands perfection. I almost sometimes feel bad. There's kids who have never played volleyball, and she's demanding that they get over the net to spike the ball down. And there's never a change in the intensity that she carries to win, and I think that's what I'll remember the most. Nicolette understands that her influences her life are her parents, her brothers, Coach Christian, Coach Soro, Coach Latella, and those that helped her shape into the student she is today. Next year, she will compete for the Griffins of Sarah Lawrence College, and she will play for Coach John Carroll. They play in the Skyline Conference, and they have a really young nucleus to build around with only 4 seniors on the team. So Nicolette, you're the finale here. What drew you to this program and Coach Carroll?
So I think that I had a pretty different recruiting process than most people. I started recruiting my junior year, and then by the time I was applying to college, just my senior year academically, I had pretty much decided that I didn't want to move forward with those schools. So what I did was I waited to hear back from other colleges, and then I reached out to the coaches of the colleges I was admitted into that I thought I was compatible with. And of all those colleges, Sarah Lawrence stood out to me as, not only did I see myself having a place there academically, I fit in with the team. I felt like I'd been friends with them. They had the same sense of humor and everything. And also just, I saw myself having a place on the team and at the school and making an impact. So.
That's great. Now, I'm sure in several years, 7 years, you'll probably come back here. We're going to, at some point, I'm sure, induct the volleyball team into the Hall of Fame. And I'm sure some of you guys will be back here as well. If you had to leave behind one piece of advice for next year's team, what would it be?
Okay, one, I'd say enjoy it because, what we have is was so special this year, and not only because of our wins, but because of the camaraderie that we had as a team and how close we all were. And I made some of my best memories ever on this team and formed some of the best friendships. So I just say enjoy everything about it.
Excellent. Congratulations, Nicolette. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we're going to ask their parents to come down, and we're going to sign the letters. All right, guys, one more round of applause from the audience. Great job, guys. Congratulations to all of you. Okay, guys, if we are ready in position, make it very dramatic. Sign slowly and smile. Go ahead. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations. Thank you all for coming. If you guys want to stick around and take photos, feel free.